Hey, Shalom Israel. We getting ready to get started. Just do another mic check. Make sure we didn't lose audio or anything. Mic check. If you can hear me, type yes. Then a reader's going to go after me. If you can hear us, type yes.
Check, check, 1, 2. If you can hear us, type yes. If you can hear us, type yes.
All right, y'all can hear us. Okay, we're gonna get started right back where we left off at. Sorry about that. Got a little technical difficulty, so we're gonna pick back up where we left off. Let's go to what did I say first. Yeah.
1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 10.
Uh-huh.
For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows.
So when you come into this truth, you have, if you were somebody in the past that you was just always just chasing after every dollar, you got to turn that away. Of course, we need money to survive and stuff like that, but that can't be your main purpose and focus in life. You can't just go after chasing after every dollar. So once you come into this truth and you want to go down that narrow passage, if you was one of those brothers or sisters that just coveted money, that's one of those things you have to change, all right? Because that will lead you, as we showed earlier, look at Lil Wayne, chasing money. He doesn't even look nothing like himself the way he used to before, he got money. Money will change you for the worse if it becomes one of those things where all you care about is money. Let's go to Ephesians 4:26 and 27.
The book of Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 26. Be ye angry and sin not.
Do what?
Be ye angry and sin not.
A lot of us in this, before this, we was a person that always got angry, but we did sin. we couldn't control ourselves. So you're angry, you're sinning, you're getting into all type of trouble. Some of us unfortunately been locked up, jail or rehab, whatever. Angry led to some poor decisions, which led to, poor outcomes. The Lord is saying, be angry, but what?
And sin not.
Uh-huh.
Let not the sun go down upon your wrath.
But in this case, what we used to do in the world was when you're angry, you got to get some get back. You got to get even. So you didn't let the sun, you didn't try to squash it before the sun went down. You kept going until you got even, with whatever it is, that you was dealing with or whoever you was dealing with. Read on.
Neither give place to the devil.
Because when you angry and you don't control that, the devil will come in there and cause you to err every time, right? You'll say something you shouldn't say. You'll do something you shouldn't do. And then after, you calm down, you're like, I should have done that. Now you got to do some apologizing, or sometimes it may be too late. And some of us come from that past, before we came into the truth, being angry, unable to control our spirits. But if you want to walk down this narrow passage, you're going to have to control your spirit. Let's go to Titus 2:11 and 12. Titus 2:11 and 12.
Titus chapter 2 and verse 11. For the grace of God that bringeth salvation hath appeared to all men.
Now, we do have a grace period, to get yourself right, but that's not an excuse to continue on in that sin. Read on.
Teaching us that, denying ungodliness and worldly lusts, we should live soberly, righteously, and godly in this present world.
I like the last part of that scripture saying, in this present world, meaning you don't have no excuses to say, well, it's so hard on us right now. We can't do it. No, yes, you can. You can live that way in this present world. But I wanted that scripture because a lot of us have been unable to deny ungodliness. We've been unable to do that. Anything ungodly, we wouldn't, whether it's fornication, whether it's getting high, whether it's, robbing, whether it's scheme, whether it's plotting, getting money, whatever it is. We have not been able to deny those things. But if you want to walk down that narrow passage, you're going to have to start denying stuff like that. And it's hard to do in the beginning. It may really be hard to do if that's the life you come from. That's all your family, all your friends. Y'all live that certain lifestyle. And all of a sudden, I read this script. Okay, I got to change. It doesn't just, you would tell yourself, oh, it can't happen overnight, or I got this obstacle in the way, or whatever it is. But we have to get to the point where we can deny ungodliness and be comfortable doing so. Where it becomes second nature. But that takes repetition, that takes skill, that takes time. Right? But if you want to go down this narrow passage, that's what we have to do. You have to deny ungodliness. Let's go to Sirach 32:17. Sirach 32:17.
The book of Sirach, chapter 32 and verse 17.
Come on.
A sinful man will not be reproved.
Now, here's the thing. Now you come in here and say, okay, look, I see what I'm supposed to do. I want to repent. I want to keep these commandments. But there's always, with all of us, there's always that one thing or something that is hard to let go. And you'll find a way to make an excuse for it. I'm saying in the truth. Yeah. And you can find yourself trying to make an excuse why you're doing that and why it's okay. It's not that bad. So-and-so, so-and-so. And you won't say this out loud. So-and-so, so-and-so, they're struggling with this, that, and the third. But my sin, the thing that I'm struggling, nobody sees. Only I know about this. And it really ain't that bad compared to what they doing over there. You find a way to make an excuse. Read it again.
A sinful man will not be reproved.
And when somebody finds out, hey, bro, you shouldn't be doing that. He says you shouldn't be doing that. That's not right. You won't be corrected. Won't accept that correction. Come on.
But findeth an excuse according to his will.
It's not that bad. I'm only doing it every now and then. I'm working on it. This, that, and the third. You'll find an excuse. And then if you look hard enough, this is what you'll fall into. Go to Isaiah 28. If you look hard enough and you're trying to find an excuse to stay in that sin, you really don't want to walk down that narrow passage. Go to Isaiah 28. I want 12 and 13.
Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 12. To whom he said, this is the rest wherewith ye may cause the weary to rest.
Because, see, when you give the word, to your brother and sister, it's supposed to give them rest. Like, oh, I shouldn't be doing these things. I don't have to do these things. I'm supposed to keep God's. You're supposed to find rest in this right here. Read on.
And this is the refreshing, yet they would not hear.
But they won't hear because why? They don't want to be corrected. Remember, this is the person that finds an excuse to stay in the sins that they're in because it's just too hard. They can't deny themselves. For the first time in their life, they're supposed to deny themselves, and they can't do it. They can deny. They can put on fringes. They can do all the other type of stuff. Shea Shalom, come on the Sabbath day. But whatever that one particular issue is, they can't deny themselves. So they're looking for an excuse. Read that last part of that scripture.
Yet they would not hear.
And what happens when they won't hear? Read on.
But the word of the Lord was unto them precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line. Here a little and there a little.
So that person that is trying, that's coming up with an excuse, that don't want to change, man, they searching this Bible out for a precept here, a precept there, a line here, anything that says it's okay to be in that sin that they're in. So they're looking, man, they'll study even harder to find something to justify staying in the sin that they're in. Read on.
That they might go and fall backwards.
So they find that scripture. Oh, look at here. I see some of our forefathers had multiple wives. So guess what? We can have multiple wives today. There's no difference in the Old Testament, New Testament. I see that's it. So they'll link up all the precepts they can where it talks about that and try to apply that to today. They come in precept upon precept, but they fall backwards because those precepts don't line up. Or they'll say, oh, look, weed, it's for meat. So I can have that. I can get high. See that?
Yeah, it says herb. It says herb in the Bible.
Precept be upon precept. They'll find all kind of precepts they can, but all they're using is to fall backwards. They're not really trying to find out what's right. They're just trying to find out what's right for them. That's stumbling, falling backwards. All right? So these are just some of the things I wanted to come up with how when you walk through that fire, these things are supposed to be purged out of you, but some people, they just can't. That's why, not everybody's going to make it to the kingdom. 2/3 is not going to. 2/3 going to feel that fire or that temptation. I can't go. I can't give it up. I'll be an individualite. I'll do it on my own. I ain't got to listen to them. Translation: I don't want nobody correcting me. Or if they can make it past the fire, they can't make it past the water. We'll get into that too in a little bit. So let's get into, so now let's get with that fire a little bit. Let's go to Matthew 7. And we're going to read verses 13 through 15. Matthew 7, 13 through 15.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 13. Enter ye in at the strait gate.
Now, when you look at the word straight right there, you see it's spelt different as S-T-R-A-I-T. Now, if you want, you can get a dictionary. We're kind of, because of the technical difficulties, we don't have a lot of time to do all the things I want to do. But that straight right there means strict when you look at the definition. Straight right there means strict. So enter ye in that strict gate. Now, what does it mean? Some of y'all, what's strict? Okay. Strict is you always had that one friend who mama and dad didn't let them out. Once the sun even begin to get dark, hey, bring your butt in the house. Hey, you know, JB and them having a party this week. Well, you know, he ain't going because, you know, his parents are strict. So that's what the Lord is saying. You want to enter into that strict gate, meaning this gate where you're going, it has rules and regulations to get through that gate. And you must go abide by those rules and regulations if you're going to enter into this gate. So the Lord is saying enter through the strict, straight gate. Come on.
For wide is the gate.
Wide, meaning you can do whatever you want to do. You only live once. That gate right there,
And broad is the way that leadeth to destruction.
that's going to lead you to destruction. Read on.
And many there be which go thereat.
Meaning most people, they're going to go through that wide gate. They're going to live their life. You only live once, right? You're going to do it. You're not going to deny yourself. You're going to do whatever you want to do in this life, right? Or you can give up a lot of stuff, but there's a couple of things you haven't given up. That's the same thing as the wide gate, because that strict gate is zero tolerance. You got to go down this straight path right here. So you don't have to be just sinning in every which direction. It's, hey, you got a couple of sins on you that you're not even trying to fix. You cool with it. You made excuses for it. That's a wide gate. That's going to lead to destruction. Read on.
Because strait is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be which find it.
You see that? Only a few, only a portion of us, only a remnant will find that destination right there because they will walk through that straight gate. Only a few. I want to go to 15.
Verse 15. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing.
Because these false prophets, some of these other off-brand Israelites and stuff, they'll tell you, yeah, it's okay to have multiple wives. Look, here's the precepts on that. Oh, it's okay to get high. Here's the precepts on that. Right? These false prophets, the Lord is telling you to beware of them. If they giving you solutions to make it easier for you, then that's a wide gate. The strict gate says, look, be sober, be this, be that. Those are the ones you want to follow after because they're showing you a strict or a straight path. Read on.
Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves.
Because they're not going to make it. They want to take you down too. They're ravening wolves. They want to destroy you because they're destroyed. So beware of those false prophets. Go to 2 Timothy 2, 1 through 3. 2 Timothy 2, 1 through 3.
2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 1. Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Christ Jesus. And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men.
So everything you're learning, you know, this is one of the things that, you know, we have to learn too, is every jewel that we have isn't meant for everybody. Some people, they're just not worthy of that. And even the Lord, he tells you that. What does it say? Commit to what?
The same commit thou to faithful men.
So we're looking for the faithful that we share this with, because if you're not faithful, you're going to enter to that wide gate. You're not even trying. All right. So we want to commit to faithful men. Come on.
Who shall be able to teach others also.
Read on.
Thou therefore.
Now with that, therefore, because of this strict path that we're on.
Endure hardness as a good soldier of Jesus Christ.
Because it's a hard thing to deny yourself. It's a hard thing to give up all the things that you love or that you have had joy in the world to say, you know what, I'm not going to do that no more. You know, we went through those: love and money, fornication, drugs, you know, alcohol, partying. These are all the things that we went through earlier in this class, right? It's a hard thing to deny that if you find, you know, fun in it or joy in it, whatever, you know. It's a hard thing to give that up. But the Lord said to endure what?
Endure hardness as a good soldier of Jesus Christ.
You got to endure that thing. You know, if you want to actually make it to the kingdom, there's work that you got to do. You know, you got to earn that. You know, I guarantee you that that brother that we talked about earlier who won $40,000, right? And spent 30,000 on jewelry. If he had to work for every dollar of that, he wouldn't have blew that 30,000 on jewelry. He wouldn't have done that. But because it was just handed to him, hey, come fast, go fast, whatever, right? I forgot how the saying go. All right, money comes, money goes. But if he had to wake up in the morning, work, you know, hard to get that 40,000, he wouldn't have blew it like that. That same thing with this kingdom. If the Lord just said, hey, here it is, this is my son, believe here, you just hear it is free. Don't even got to do nothing. Don't change your life. Don't do nothing. Make it to the kingdom. You wouldn't respect that. But if you endure that hardness, you know, denied this and denied yourself and had to stand alone and really work, when you get that reward, it's going to be so much like, look, I earned this. You know, I gave up so much, you know, and look what my reward is. You want to earn it, right? Got to endure that hardness. Read the last part of that again. Endure hardness.
Endure hardness as a good soldier of Jesus Christ.
Because that's what we all are. We're soldiers of Jesus Christ. Now give me 1 Peter 4, 12 and 13.
1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you.
Because you'll start thinking, why is everything going against me? It seems like everything I'm doing is not working out. This is just harder than it should be. It can't be right if it's this hard. But the Lord said, don't think it's strange when you go through these fiery trials. Read on.
As though some strange thing happened unto you.
Man, everything's against me. I just don't get it. It don't make sense. Before this truth, I was living good. I was making good money. I had this house. I had this apartment. I had this car. Now I'm in this truth, man. I'm struggling. You know, I can't go shopping like I used to and all that. My weekends is shot because of the Sabbath. The Lord is saying, don't think it's strange when all these trials, people at work used to like me. I was, getting employee of the month or employee of the year. Now, my boss, my coach, they doing anything they can to fire. They want to fire me. All because I grew my beard out or I got a head wrap on now and I'm wearing skirts and not pants, whatever it is. It's like, man, just by me making a few changes, they trying to get rid of me. The Lord is saying, think what?
Think, beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you.
Read on.
But rejoice, inasmuch as ye are partakers of Christ's sufferings.
Because Christ suffered too. Everything you're going through, Christ had to go through it too. You know, people turn their back on him, wanting to plot and kill him, wanting to destroy him, all that type of stuff. So don't think it's strange because you have to go through the same thing. You want the reward he's getting, so don't think it's strange when you have to go through the same thing. Come on.
That when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy.
Yeah, you want to be glad. When he comes back and say, look, you made it through this straight, narrow passage. You made it. You want to, have some joy and just like, you want to see that and be like, man, I really did. I made it through. Read the last part one more time.
That when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy.
But if you choose to go through that wide gate, you're going to be the opposite of that. You're going to be like, damn, I should have done. At that point, it's too late. It's just too late at that point. But you want to be able to rejoice when he returned because you sacrificed and you did all the things necessary to go through that straight gate. All right. Give me Zechariah 13, 8 and 9.
And like they say, officer, shoulda, coulda, wouldas.
At that point, it's too late. It's too late.
Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein.
See, that 2/3, they went to that wide gate. Or they tried to go through that strict gate, because you're going to have some people that knew who they were, knew they was Israel, knew what they were supposed to do, but just made excuses for their sins. They winked at it. They thought, oh, it's no big deal. I'm not as bad as so-and-so. It's not that big. I got this one sin on me. I'm working on it. A lot of people going to be in that situation too, that they know they're Israel, that know they were supposed to keep the commandments, but just couldn't deny themselves whatever that lust is that they had on them, whether it's for money, whether it's whatever the lust that they had on them, couldn't deny it. 2/3 of them ain't going to make it. Read on.
And I will bring the third part through the fire.
Not around it, but through the fire.
And will
like I talked about earlier, you don't have to touch fire to get burned from it. You know, that's where you got your second and third degree burns, right? But the Lord's saying this third, I'm actually going to bring them through the fire. Meaning there's going to be some very uncomfortable, painful situations you're going to have to go through to make it to the kingdom. Are you willing to do that? Not just say it, but are you really willing to do that? Because a fire, I see a lot of times a fire is actually, people go through, it's actually other people. It could be mama and them telling you, come by for Thanksgiving. I made that holiday ham. And then the whole family putting the pressure on you. And you're not strong enough to say, I'm not coming. You're not strong enough to be ostracized by your family. You're not strong enough to deny that. Some of you, Christmas come around. That's why it's no. Right now we make jokes of it somewhat, but we already know when the major holidays of this world, whatever pass, you'll start seeing like the numbers get lower and lower. That's attending classes and to the schools and stuff. Where brother so and so or soldiers so what happened to them? Oh, okay. I see what time of year it is. Then they show up the next week or so. Oh yeah, I was tied up. Man, we know what's going on. You unable to deny that. Read on.
And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried.
So whenever you see gold, or when it comes out of the ground in its natural state, it's mixed in and filled with all different stuff that you have to burn it out. That's the same thing with us. The Lord has said, I'm bringing you through this fire because I got to burn out that fornication out of you. I got to burn out that reveling spirit out of you. I got to burn out that angry spirit. I got to burn out that depression. I got to burn all these different things out of you so I can refine you into that pure gold, that pure silver. But I have to bring you through this fire first. Read on.
They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my God.
See that's what we want to get to that point. But to get to that point, we have to burn out all these iniquities in us, all these impurities. You got to go through it. So when you go through it, the Lord, we read earlier, you can't think it's strange. Why am I going through this? What's all this? It's to make you a better version of you. It's to make you the version of you you're supposed to be, right? Without all that sin on you. Give me Isaiah 30, 20 and 21. Isaiah 30.
Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore.
See, that bread of adversity, meaning it's against you, If you ever play sports, you ever been in a game where you're down 10, 15, 20 points, and you still want to win that, you got to work even harder to come back to try to win that game. You have to face adversity, right? You ever have, something break on your car when you absolutely don't have no money to fix it, or your hot water heater goes out in your house or apartment with it, you'd have no money to fix it. How's it going to get this adversity in your life? Everybody's against you on the job, and that's one thing that you have to get used to. People in your job, they don't like you. If they could fire you, they get rid of you right now, but they can't. And to show up to work every day under those conditions, that's not easy. Read that part again. That's keep going. Can you face that adversity? Come on.
But thine eyes shall see thy teachers, and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying.
So when you go through all that adversity, guess what? You still gonna be able to. There's still gonna be teachers that you can go to, that you can ask questions. How do I maneuver around the situation that I'm in? Because they've probably been through it or have counseled somebody or know how to, whatever it is. So no matter what type of adversity you're going through, there is going to be somebody there, and it's true, that can help you to get through that. Read on.
And thine ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, this is the way, walk ye in it.
Now that teacher would say, look, this is the way. I know you're going through all that. I know your family's against you, friends, whatever it is, or yourself. You're trying to deny yourself, and it's hard, right? But they'll tell you, look, this is the way for you to what?
This is the way, walk ye in it.
Walk ye in this way. Follow these directions right here. Come on.
When ye turn to the right hand and when ye turn to the left.
This is the directions that you should go into, and you'll be all right. Just follow this counsel right here. Walk ye in this way right here. Give me Deuteronomy 8 and 11. Because let's go back to when we was in the wilderness. All right. There was a reason why we was in the wilderness. The Lord wanted to. He could have just brought us from one land to the next if he wanted to. But there was a reason that we were in that wilderness. And I'm going to show you how that applies today. Deuteronomy 8 and 11.
Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 11. Beware that thou forget not the Lord thy God.
Because, you know, how you forget the Lord, when you have everything you want in life, right? You'll start to think you did it. And it wasn't the Lord. Like, I'm good. You're like, I mean, my house is paid. I got a good car. I got money in my pocket. Read that again.
Beware that thou forget not the Lord thy God.
Because when you have everything like that, you'll forget the Lord. Look at Lil Wayne. Look at the way Lil Wayne looked and the way he's living. You think he's thinking about the Lord throughout the day? Hell no. He's thinking about the next baby mama or the next drug or the whatever it is, next show. He ain't thinking about nothing but that right there, how he's going to fulfill his own lust. Read on.
In not keeping his commandments and his statutes and not keeping his commandments and his judgments and his statutes which I command thee this day.
Because when you have everything, you'll forget. And that's why it starts with, what's the first word of that scripture?
Beware.
Beware, meaning when things start going good, beware, because you'll start to forget who actually got you to that point. Now drop down to verse 16. Why was we in that wilderness? Watch this.
Verse 16. Who fed thee in the wilderness with manna, which thy fathers knew not, that he might humble thee.
That was the reason why we was in that wilderness, so he can humble us.
And that he might prove thee.
To do what?
To do thee good
to prove, and he might what?
That he might prove thee.
That he might prove us.
To do thee good at thy latter end.
That's the reason for that fire. That's the reason for that deep water on each side. Are you going to be tempted? Are you going to be able to stay focused and go down the strict path? Or are you going to look for that wide gate? He's trying to prove you to see, are you worthy of the kingdom? Are you worthy of this reward? And a lot of us fail. We fail without even trying. That's when you look at Christianity, right? That's a give up religion. Because you know what? I can't do this, so I'm going to say these laws are done away with. It's too hard. Nobody's perfect. It's a defeatist attitude, right? Mindset. It's a defeat. You've already lost before you even went to the battle. It's too many of them. It's too hard. So let me just give up now. But the Lord is proving you in this present world right now. I threw some extra bills at him. Look at him. Now he want to go meet up with one of his partners, see how he can come up, double up his money. Or she's lonely. You know, her old boyfriend, you know, he's calling her, texting her back up. Hey, what you doing? Let's see if she's going to be able to deny him. The Lord is proving you when you go through these different fiery trials to see, are you worthy of the kingdom? This is the greatest reward that anybody, our minds can't even fathom how great the kingdom is. And you're just going to get that, but you're not going to work to get it? No, that's not how it works. So the Lord is proving you, just like he proved us in the wilderness, he's proving you right now to see if you're worthy. So that, read the last part of that, verse 16.
Verse 16. To do thee good at thy latter end.
Are you willing to go through that fire so that your latter end is better than your beginning? Are you willing to? Can you? Only a few find it, right? We just read that. Most is going to go through that wide gate. They're not going to be able to find it. But few, a remnant, will say, you know what, I'll go through that fire. I'll go through that water, whatever it takes to get to the kingdom. Are you that? Because this is a narrow passage that we have to go through, and can't nobody hold your hand through it. You're going to have to walk this thing. Now, you'll get instructions, and you'll have counselors along the way, but you're actually, when it says walk through it, you're actually going to have to do the works to get through it. You. Nobody else can. Are you willing to do that? Give me Hebrews 13 and 5.
Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 5.
I want 5 and 6.
Let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have. For he had said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee.
The Lord is saying, even though you're going through that fire, those trials, the difficulties to stay on that strict, straight, narrow passage, I'm not going to leave you nor forsake you. I'm going to be there right there with you. So you are walking it, but you're not alone. The Lord's right there. Read on.
So that we may boldly say.
So we can boldly say what?
The Lord is my helper.
I don't care what trial I'm going through. I got the Lord on my side. He's my helper. You can boldly say that. I know it looks bad. I know it's difficult. I know it's hard. I know it looks like I'm failing. But nah, I got a helper, and it's the Lord. That's all I need. Read on.
The Lord is my helper, and I will not fear what man shall do unto me.
I'm not going to fear what all these different trials and stuff coming my way. It's just another bill. It's just another dollar. My forefathers survived with less. My foremothers survived with less when we was going through slavery and all that type of stuff. Here it is. I got the transmission went out. I'll find a way. Something will come up. Something will pop off. You know, the heater ain't working in the house or whatever. Something will pop off. It'll work. I just got to trust in the Lord because the Lord is my helper. He ain't going to leave me nor forsake me, so I'm going to be all right. I know it looks hard. It's easier said than done, but all I got to do is look at my forefathers and foremothers in the past and see that the Lord never forsook them, so he ain't going to start forsaking me. I just got to stay on this straight path. Give me 1 Peter's 1, 7, and 8.
1 Peter chapter 1 and verse 7. That the trial of your faith, being more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire.
Be what?
Though it be tried with fire.
Yeah, you're gonna be tried with fire.
Might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Jesus Christ.
But you're gonna have some praise and honor in the end, your latter end. But you gotta go through that fire. You can't make excuses for it. Come on.
Whom having not seen,
because
ye
we
love.
haven't seen Christ, but yet we love him.
In whom, though now ye see him not, yet believing, ye rejoice.
Read it from the top.
Whom having not seen, ye love.
So we haven't seen Christ, but yet we love him.
In whom, though now ye see him not, yet believing, ye rejoice with joy unspeakable and full of glory.
So you can rejoice in all this that we're going through, because we know what the latter end is going to be. Yes, we got to go through the fiery trials, but we know what the reward is on the other side of that. It's going to work out. You're going to be okay. All right? Give me, so that's going through like the fiery trials. Let's look at the water, because we understand how fire burns, but we don't understand just how dangerous water can be when you can be consumed or overtaken with that. So let's look into the water now. All right? Because remember, fire's on one side. What's on the other side? Deep, deep water. Not just water, deep water. All right, so let's get Job 1, and we're going to read verses 14 through 19.
I had
to drink some water on that.
Job chapter 1 and verse 14. And there came a messenger unto Job and said.
And we're going to go all the way through 19, so just read it straight through.
The oxen were plowing, and the asses feeding beside them. And the Sabians fell upon them, and took them away. Yea, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said.
So I want y'all to think for a second. I know I said to read straight through. I want y'all to think for a second. Here it is, Job. He's chilling, doing his thing. Job got a lot. You know, he's a rich man. He's a man of status, or the term that a lot of people use today. He's a high value man. He's in the top 1 percentile. All right. So he's got everything. So boom, he get this message. What was the first thing he lost? His flocks.
Yes, sir.
All right, read on. His oxen. He lost all his oxen. Now we think, okay, he lost some oxen, but understand something. That's your money. That's your livelihood. Not only that, he has people that's attending to those oxen. They're getting paid. So these people effectively just lost their job. But not only that, they lost their life. Read on.
While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, The fire of God is fallen from heaven, and hath burned up the sheep and the servants, and consumed them, and I only am escaped alone.
So he's thinking, okay, I lost my oxen, I lost my sheep. Okay, shoot, I still got a little bit of other means to make some money. I'll get it back. Okay, but this is a tragedy right here, because other people lost their lives too. So it's not just the sheep and the oxen. All right, so look, let's see how can I recover. His mind is probably thinking this. All right, read on.
And I only am escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, there came another and said, The Chaldeans made out 3 bands, and fell upon the camels, and have carried them away, yea, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee.
So he's thinking, what the hell is going on now? Like, I mean, what else is happening?
Right.
I'm losing my livelihood here. Everything. Read on.
While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, Thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness, and smote the four corners of the house. And it fell upon the young men, and they are dead. And I only am alone and escape alone to tell thee.
So, in just a matter of minutes, Job has lost everything. His children. So, okay, riches and stuff like that. Okay, look, I'll find a way to get back, whatever. But when all my children are gone now, these are adults. That was an investment. You know how long to raise children properly and all that type of stuff? And now all my children are dead. No parent wants to bury their own children. It's supposed to be the other way around. So look at everything that happened to Job. And let's see, how did Job describe this? Let's go to Job 9, verse 17. Watch this. So him losing everything, look how he describes it.
Job chapter 9, verse 17. For he breaketh me with a tempest.
With a what?
With a tempest.
He said, he breaketh me with a tempest. Now, can you pull up the definition of tempest? Because, some people they are new, don't know. The definition of tempest. Watch this.
Tempest. The definition of tempest: a violent windy storm.
A violent windy storm. All right? Now, that violent windy storm, you would call that possibly a hurricane, what other was it? Typhoon, all that, whatever. Right? So we're dealing with water right now. So let's go back to the verse, Job 9:17.
Job 9:17. For he breaketh me with a tempest.
So he didn't say a fiery trial. This is being engulfed with water right here. This is a tempest, a storm. This is a storm that just popped off. He lost everything. But the Lord don't have to use fire. He can use a storm to break you. Read on.
And multiplieth my wounds without cause.
Because Job, when you read verse 1 and 1, he was a perfect man, right? But he's saying, I was broken with the storm. Some of y'all go through storms, and what y'all want to do? Y'all can't make it through the storm. You want to quit as soon as the storm hit. As soon as that storm hit, you're looking for a way out. But Job went through that storm, went through that tempest. All right? Give me Isaiah 30, 12 and 13.
Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 12. Wherefore, thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon. Therefore, this iniquity shall be to you as a breach.
A what?
A breach.
A breach.
Ready?
Something's going to breach through, break through. Because
Ready?
this iniquity, all this sin that we're in, making excuses. This breach is going to what?
Ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant.
See, with Job, that tempest that hit Job, it was suddenly at an instant. Like everything was cool, then all of a sudden it wasn't cool. It comes at an instant. You want to stay in that sin. You don't want to really fix it. The Lord is saying, okay, I'm giving you grace, a little mercy, right? But that mercy, that grace is seasonal.
Yes. Seasonal, yes.
It's only for a short time. Then, okay, you don't want to get it right? Okay, then here comes this breach. It's coming through. Now, I got two little videos I'm going to show you real quick. I want to show you that, look, this first video is only like a minute long. Everything is normal. It's cool until it ain't cool. All right, so you look at this and watch. This is a breach right here. I want you to look at the parking lot. Go ahead and let it play. Look at the guy walking back there like it's all good. You see that? Y'all see that spot? Look at that. That's a breach. See, it was all cool. It was a normal day, right? It was all cool till it wasn't cool. Look at the car sliding. Now look at that. All of a sudden, it's not cool no more. In the beginning of the video, a guy was just walking down. You're like, it was just a normal day. See how fast that water? Look, you can't escape that. At this point right there, a car's not getting through that. If you say, let me get to my car real quick in the parking lot, take off, No, at that point, you're not getting no car. You got to get some high ground at this point. Now, give me the next video. That's enough on that. Give me the next video. Now, we remember Hurricane Katrina. I want you to start it at, I had a timestamp on there. I want you to start it. You see the timestamp I put up there? At 1:30. Start at 1:30. Now, this is Hurricane Katrina. Now, what we saw, that was a breach, right? The first video was a breach, how the water started coming in. Now, you see it was kind of somewhat, it wasn't calm. There was some wind and stuff, right? Now, you mix that breach with all the wind and everything else. And watch this video. We're going to go to 255. All right.
Look.
This is Katrina.
That's what we got. The trawlers, our vehicles, our houses, our whole livelihood. Everything's flooding out right here. Bye. Look at this freaking house. It's underwater. Trying to get his boats from the save himself. And then they're jumping in out there and going to get him. I think they're both hooked on a fence. Terrible. Look, look the houses. Every house over is underwater. That's how I want you to do it. You must play. That's it, guys. I just want to get down for it. I didn't know all this shit.
Pause it for a second. Listen, y'all. I want y'all to see, because we look at this, I want y'all to really imagine this. How fast did that breach happen for the fastest? The only thing they could do is get on top of their house. You know what I'm saying? Like, just think about that. That means that water must have came beyond quick, right? They're on top of their house. And look, here's the crazy thing. Look right in front of them. What's in front of them right there? They can't even get to it. That's how violent this wind and water. They can't even get to the boat. All right? Now, what this will remind you, this is all in the same day. Well, I mean, the other video is different, but I'm saying Katrina, when the water, it was the same day where it got like this. This is, just imagine this the way it was with Noah's Ark right here, with Noah. What do you think those people was doing when they seen that water come up like that? It was it engulfed them. You don't think they was hitting on that? Noah, let me in. Come on, I understand now. I'm sorry. Let me come on. It's too late at that point. They got engulfed. All right? But you don't think Noah heard the screams and the moans and the cries of the people? You don't think he heard that? Look at this. Look how fast that water came upon them. Now, I know out here in California where it don't rain much,
Man.
you know, and it's sunny days pretty much all. It's hard to even imagine something like this. Like, I wouldn't even, you know, like when it rains here in California, I'm talking about like it'd be just a little drip. It ain't be like no
it
real
don't even
rain.
be bad.
People forget how to drive. People be accidents. Be like, dang,
Yeah, man.
it's crazy. Just a little bit of rain out here. I'm telling you, it goes. People will stay home in California. So this right here is something unfathomable for us, right? That's my big word for the unfathomable.
Unfathomable.
All right. This is unbelievable right here. But look, engulfed by water right here. This is that deep water, and it's moving fast and hard. You fall up in that, and imagine how they feel on top of that roof right there. Like, okay, look, the water got this high. It's gonna keep getting higher and higher. So they probably thinking, look, man, I'm done. Let it play. Going to 255.
I think you're hooked on the fence. You're not hooked on the fence? What? Are you still tied to the fence? I'm coming out there. I'm coming out there. I got a knife.
Esau coming out there with a knife.
I'm coming. Look at the houses. And the water.
What the hell the knife gonna do against a tempest like that?
Esau, like,
That's
look,
it. I mean,
my
what do you
cousin's
do?
MacGyver.
What do you do?
And then you see those power lines right there?
You can do it, but pray to God.
Power lines and water?
That's all you can do. Pray for the best.
All right, stop. Even Esau had enough sense to say, look, all you can do is pray to God at this point. That's what he said. I don't know if you heard the last part of the video. He said, all you can do is pray to God. When that tempest take you, when that storm take you, read the last part of that scripture again.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 30.
Verse 13. Just read verse 13.
Verse 13. Therefore, this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall.
The Lord said, this storm I got for you, it's going to be a breach. It's coming to you. It's going to come quickly. Watch. Read on.
Swelling out in a high wall, because whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant.
At an instant. Those people wasn't prepared for that. That's why it was on the roof. They had a boat right there in front of them, couldn't even get to it. Came suddenly at an instant. So the minute where you think you cool, like, hey, I got this, you're like I said, it was all cool till it wasn't cool no more.
Wasn't cool no more.
All right, it comes at an instant.
Dang.
But can you go through that storm? Can you go through it? Will you go through it? Here's some of our protections. Here's how we get through that fire and that water on both sides of it. Here's how we get through it. Because it was one thing to talk about it, but now let's get some solutions, all right? Let's go to Ephesians 4:23. Ephesians 4:23.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 23. And be renewed in the spirit of your mind.
You got to start with the new mind. Because your old mind says, that's too hard. I can't do that. I can't go through that. It's too much for me to bear. Nah, you have to start with the new mindset. The Lord said, this is the obstacle in front of me. This is the condition of the battle. If he says that this is what it's going to be and I can go through it, then I can do it. It's just a matter of me doing it. Is it going to be hard? Yes. Is it going to be difficult? Yes. Will there be moments where maybe I have some doubts, like, man, I don't know. Sure, that may come up. But your mind will tell you, if you renewed in your mind, that, you know what? I can get through this. I will get through this. I won't stop until I get through this. But it starts with that mind, because if your mind says so, your body will follow. Your body's going to follow your mind. So that's the first way people lose it, is by not having a renewed mind. So get your mind right now. When you read Sirach chapter 2, expect this. These are the trials that's coming your way, So be ready for it. The Lord already gives you the playbook. You just got to run the play. Get Ephesians 5:26.
Ephesians chapter 5, verse 26. That he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word.
That's how you get that renewed mind. Read this word right here. Wash that old dirt and filth and stuff out of your mind. Get this new mind that's clean and understands, you know what? I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. There's nothing that's in front of me that I can't get through. Remember, he's my helper. We read that earlier, right? He's my helper. He's going to walk through this with me. He's not going to leave me nor forsake me. We know these things. Why? Because we've been reading this Bible. We understand. We got to go through this. We've been washed. We've been cleansed. Give me Isaiah 1:16. Isaiah 1:16.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 16. Wash you, make you clean, put away the evil of your doings from before mine eyes.
So you can't just wash and then go right back to the mud and dirt that you come from. So you have to wash, make yourself clean, and put away the what?
The evil of your doings from before mine eyes. Cease to do evil.
We got to stop doing those old things that we used to do. Because if you're going to go down this straight path, that means you got to stop doing the things you used to do, that you took pleasure in before you knew it was wrong. Got to stop. So that's being washed and putting away the evil. It's 2 steps there. Got to put away the evil. Give me Psalms 119, 9 through 12.
Psalms chapter 119 and verse 9. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto.
By what?
By taking heed thereto.
So what you read, what you studied, and the counsel you got from men and women, that's been in this truth for a while, the counsel you got, read on.
By taking heed thereto, according to thy word.
According to the word. When they give you a counsel according to the word, you follow that. That's how you're going to cleanse your ways. That's how you're going to be able to start fresh, be renewed in the mind. Read on.
With my whole heart.
Not just part of you, right? Not just part of you, but with your whole heart. Come on.
Have I sought thee. Oh, let me not wander from thy commandments.
Oh, let me not wander from your commandments, because the minute I do that, I'm going to be consumed by that water or burnt by the fire. So let me stay on this straight path right here and let me not turn from your commandments. Oh, if you just let me stay right here. Read on.
Thy word have I hid in mine heart.
You got to hide this word in your heart, because there's going to be times where that's all you got is just the word and you're going off faith. Come on.
That I might not sin against thee.
Because that's the ultimate goal. We don't want to sin against the Lord, because if we sin, we're going to be consumed. Read on.
Blessed art thou, O Lord. Teach me thy statutes.
Lord, I bless you, Lord. Teach me your statutes, so I don't never disobey your words. So I'll never turn my back on you. I'm blessing you, Lord. I'm willing to do this with my whole heart. How do I stay on this straight path? Not trying to find and make provisions for the flesh and, well, I'm human, only human. It's hard. I got lonely. No, forget all that. How do I present you, Lord, my whole heart, my whole mind, so I don't have no thoughts to slip to the left or to the right? I need to come with my whole heart with this, which is your mind. Is that all the way into 12?
Yes, sir.
Give me Ecclesiastes 9 and 10. Ecclesiastes 9 and 10.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 10. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do,
So if you decide to walk down this path, this narrow passage, come on,
do it with thy might.
you have to do it with all your might. You can't half-ass this thing. Do it with all your might. Come on.
For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave whither thou
You
goest.
can't wait till you're on your deathbed or, oh, okay, Lord, now my body's beat up. I'm old in age. Now I want to give you my whole heart. No. You got to do it right now while you're in your right mind. Right? You got to give him everything you got right now. You got to do it with all your might if you want to overcome, if you want to make it through this narrow passage. But you can't do it half-assed. You can't do it part-time. Okay, I'll give you the Sabbath day, but then the rest of the week I'm doing me. That don't work like that. All right, give me Acts 8:30. And there's no such thing as an individual like making it. It's going to take a team. It's going to take a nation. It's going to take all of us.
Right.
You're not going to be able to learn this and make it there on your own. Acts 8:30.
The book of Acts chapter 8 and verse 30. And Philip ran thither to him, and heard him read the prophet Esaias, and said, Understandest thou what thou readest?
Says you can read this, but do you understand what you're reading? Do you really understand? Do you understand all the nuances of these scriptures right here? No, you don't. Read on.
And he said, How can I, except some man should guide me?
So somebody's going to have to guide you along this way. You're not going to make it down that passage by yourself, just by you picking up the, you know what, I'm not going to gather. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to read the Bible by myself. No, some man has to guide you through this. Uh-huh.
And he desired Philip that he would come up and sit with him.
So he desired that Philip, he saw he had some understanding. You know what? Can you guide me through this right here? Can you show me the things that I don't see, what I don't understand? Can you break it down and make it make sense to me? You know, through your experience, through your whatever it is. I just need that knowledge from you to make it through these fiery trials, or that way I'm not engulfed by this tempest. All right? Give me Tobit 4:18. Tobit 4:18.
The book of Tobit, chapter 4 and verse 18. Tobit, chapter 4, verse 18. Ask counsel of all that are wise.
Do what?
Ask counsel
So you want to ask counsel, but there's a asterisk next to that. Read on.
of all that are wise.
You want to ask of wise people, not people that's been in the truth for 6 months or a couple of months. Let me go to them because I know they're going to tell me something I want to hear. Or, nah, you go to the wise men, you know, that's been, you know, doing this for years, and they're going to see, okay, you know, this is what you need to work on. And guess what? It's going to be some uncomfortable things they point out to you. You got to change this. You got to do that. You know, your spirit is off or whatever it is. You're going to have to make some hard changes in this truth. But you have to be willing to face those storms, that whatever, those temptations head on. You can't look for a way out and quit. So ask counsel of what?
Ask counsel of all that are wise.
Uh-huh.
And despise not any counsel that is profitable.
So if that counsel is profitable, hey, your spirit ain't right. You can't take criticism. You can't take, and then, but that hurts your fit. No. If it's wise, profitable counsel, you got to take that thing. You know, you have to take it because it's only going to make you better. It's only going to make your latter end, but you want to make it to where your latter end's better than your beginning, like Job. But if you, oh, he don't know what he's talking about, or I don't get it, or he ain't right, this, you what you're doing is you find an excuse to not really change because it's too hard for you or it's uncomfortable. But you have to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. All right? Now, give me, is that it on that, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, give me Sirach 37:16. Sirach 37:16.
The book of Sirach, chapter 37 and verse 16. let reason go before every enterprise.
So whatever you want to do, whatever steps you're going to take in this truth or in life, whatever, don't just I'm just going to do it. You know, be spontaneous. I'm just going to do whatever I want to do without. No, the Lord said, let reason go. Really think about and plot and plan. Is this the best move for me, for my family? Is this going to help me or is this going to hinder me? Whatever it is, you got to let reason go before every enterprise. Come on.
And counsel.
And what?
And counsel before every action.
Before every action. Now, let's not be carnal and say, well, let me call the officer up and see if I should have chicken or turkey tonight. Now, you know, that's not something like that. But if you want to start a business or if you want to, or there's things going on, hey, how should I maneuver with my family or this? There's somebody in this truth that's got experience in an area that you should talk to them. I've never been somebody who had a good, budget, that I could live by, and I never did no savings. Well, let me find somebody in leadership who's good with money that can help me out, to where I'm not just at the end of my 2 weeks waiting on the next page. Like, man, I ain't got no money. I'm waiting on this. Nah, there's better ways. Seek counsel on those things, right? So let reason go before every enterprise. Come on.
And counsel before every action.
And counsel before every action. Again, some of it may be comfortable. Just use money, for instance. If you're somebody that never had a savings and never always lived paycheck to paycheck, they may tell you, look, stop going to Starbucks. Stop doing this. The things that you take pleasure in throughout the week. And set, every check, as soon as you get that check, take $200 and set it aside that you never touch whatever. Well, dang, that's my money that I normally would go do this, Starbucks, or whatever the extras are that you like to do, right? That may be uncomfortable for you, but it's good counsel. And in the end, after a year of doing that, next thing you know, you got a couple $1,000s saved up. And you say, I never had a savings before, but now you got a legitimate savings to where if you got hurt at work, now you got a month or two of rent or whatever that's saved up right there. You're able to continue on. But you would never do that if you didn't ask counsel on that. If you've been bad with money your whole life, I got it. I'll make it work. So you want to ask counsel. Give me Sirach 6:35 and 36.
Sirach chapter 6, verse 35. Excuse me. Be willing to hear every godly discourse.
So that's one of the major keys right there. Be willing to hear every godly discourse. This is not to say you can never have no, time to yourself. Like you're at home and should I watch this movie or should I put a class on? Sometimes there's a balance. I'm going to watch a movie, but if you just doing fool, you got nothing going on, there's foolishness going on, and there's classes available, listen to that godly discourse. Or if you see officers, talking and they letting people come up, ask questions, or captains or deacons or whatever, and it's like, well, I'm just going to go home. I'm tired, it's Sabbath. No, stay. Be willing to hear all that godly discourse because you never know what nugget's going to come out that's going to help you throughout the week. All right, come on.
And let not the parables of understanding escape thee. And if thou seest a man of understanding,
so if you see somebody with understanding,
get thee betimes unto him, and let thy foot wear the steps of his door.
So you see somebody with understanding, be around them as much as you can. Call them up, not to bug and pester them, but call them. Hey, what do you got for something like this right here, or how can I do this better? See somebody with some understanding, you want to be around them as much as possible because there's a lot of people in this world that got no understanding that we used to be around, doing foolishness. So reverse that. Be around people that's godly, keeping the commandments keeping the commandments, and you listen to that godly discourse and you wear out their doorsteps. The longer you're around them, the less opportunity you have for foolishness in the world. So you want to be around those men and women that got, a good handle on how things are, got a good handle of keeping the commandments because they have a track record of it for years being in the truth, and they can share how they got through their storms, to you. That'll help you out. Give me Sirach 6 and 2.
Sirach chapter 6, verse 2. Extol not thyself in the counsel of thine own heart.
Extol right there means to praise or lift up. So the Lord is saying, don't lift up or praise not yourself in your own counsel, meaning, you know what? I know what they saying, but I'm going to do it my way. I got it. They don't fully understand my situation, so I'm going to do it my way. The Lord is saying, don't lift yourself up in your own counsel. Read on.
That thy soul be not torn into pieces as a bull straying alone.
You see that? because you'll end up tearing yourself apart because you want to do it your way. Listen to the godly discourse. The men that have understanding, follow their counsel if it's profitable. You know, don't say, you know what, I'm just not going to go to them. I'm going to do it my way. Don't. You'll fall into a trap, and you end up tearing your own soul apart. All right? Ezekiel 14:14. Couple more scriptures and we out of here, y'all. Ezekiel 14:14.
Ezekiel chapter 14 and verse 14. Though these three men, Noah, Daniel, and Job,
So
were
we all
in
know
it,
about these three men: Noah, Noah's Ark, Daniel in the lion's den, and what was the other one?
and Job,
Job was a perfect man. We just seen how he, even going through that tempest, that storm, he still didn't sin. Read on.
they should deliver but their own souls.
So these men who have books written about them in the Bible, as great as they were, because they had books written about them, they was not able to what?
They should deliver but their own souls by their righteousness.
They could only deliver their own souls. They couldn't bring their wife. They couldn't bring their children. All they could do is bring themselves. So that leads me to you and I, right? In this truth, this walk that we go through, the Lord is with us, and he set up a defense team around us. We got counselors, we got elders, we got bishops, we got deacons, officers. All these people around you is here to help you be successful and for you to, and to help guide you to be able to make it through that narrow passage. But you have to be willing to count on your brothers and sisters. And then once you build up a certain level of understanding, now you got to start helping your brothers and sisters too. So it's just it's a cycle that keeps repeating itself. But if you say, I'm rejecting all this help around me and I'm going to do it myself, I'm going to extol myself and with my own counsel and make it, then you're going to fail every time. But if you, what's that one scripture? There's safety in the multitude of counsel. You know where that one's at?
Yes, sir. Proverbs.
But if you apply what the counselors give you and say, you know what, I'm going to work on this. I'm going to come to the Lord with my whole mind, my whole heart. I'm going to apply what I've learned. You're going to be able to make it through that narrow passage. But it's going to be some uncomfortable situations. All right? And like I said a little earlier, you have to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. I know that sounds crazy, but you got what I want, officer?
Look,
Or you know where it's at?
yes, sir. I'll find.
So I'll read Ezekiel 14:14 one more time. It is, though these three men, Noah, Daniel, and Job, were in it, they should deliver but their own souls by their righteousness, saith the Lord God. All right? So again, you're not going to be able to pull nobody with you. This is one that you got to do on your own, meaning your own actions are going to get you there. What's the scripture?
Proverbs 11 and 14. The book of Proverbs, chapter 11 and verse 14. Where no counsel is, the people fall. But in
So
the
if you go through this life right here with no counsel, you're just going to do it your own way, guess what? You will fall. You'll fall every time.
but in the multitude of counselors there is safety.
But there's safety if you are in if you're surrounded by a bunch of wise men and wise women that can give you advice. There's safety in that counsel right there. They're going to be able to say, don't go that direction, because that direction is going to lead to destruction. Don't do that. That's going to lead to destruction. Stay right here. I know it may not make sense to you right now, but just trust me, stay here. And then if you keep going long enough, you realize, you know, damn, if I'd have done that, that would have destroyed me. That would have really set me back. There's safety in the multitude of counselors. Give me Ephesians 4:14. Ephesians 4:14.
Ephesians chapter 4 verse 14. That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro.
You don't want to be tossed to and fro. You want to stay consistent on that straight path, that strict path. Don't be tossed to and fro by what?
And carried about with every wind of doctrine.
Oh, Sabbath starts in the morning now. Oh, okay. Oh, you can have multiple what? Oh, you can get high because you're just consuming it. You're not smoking. All these winds of doctrine, you get tossed to and fro, carried away. Stay on that strict path right there. Come on.
By the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive.
They're just these people that try to teach contrary to the Bible, contrary to this good doctrine. They're just lying in wait to deceive you. Don't fall for it. If you have counselors say, hey, you know what, I heard this new thing, whatever. That's wrong. Here's the scriptures on that. Okay. But if you say, you know what, I'm hearing this because that's what I want to do, and you accept it, that's a wide gate you're going through. All right? So be safe by applying the counsel that you get from wise counselors. and you're going to be able to make it down that narrow passage. Last scripture. Give me Acts 14:22. Acts 14:22.
Acts chapter 14, verse 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith.
So we have to exhort y'all to continue in this faith, all right? Because you're going to go through ups and downs. It's going to, that fire, it's going to burn. That water, it can engulf you if you don't stay on that path. But our job is to continue to, lift you up, let you know you can get through this, you can make it. Just stay on that path, whatever, you're going to be all right. Because all these different pains and trials that we go through is temporary. It's not going to last long. Come on.
And that we must, through much tribulation, through much tribulation.
And the Lord says that we must, meaning you have, every single one of us, none of us going to have an easy walk, but we must do what?
Through much tribulation.
Much tribulation.
Enter into the kingdom of God.
So for you to make it to the kingdom of God, listen, every single one of us, we have to go through a lot of tribulation. No way around it, no shortcuts, no easy path, no easy route. If you're going to make it to the kingdom, you will go through a lot of tribulation. So understand and get your mind right and be ready to know that you're going to be in this battle. And as long as you breathe and as long as you living, it's a war going on and you're in the middle of it. So if you have your mind right, you renewed your mind, you're going to be able to overcome those things. You're going to have counselors set up. You're going to make no provisions for the flesh, leaving the door open for you to sin over here. No, you're going to come to the Lord with your whole heart, ready, to fight this war that's in front of you so you don't get burnt by the fire or engulfed by the water. With that, I pray y'all got something out of the lesson. I apologize for the technical difficulties, but I think we got it.
Yes, sir. Came through.
We got it together. Our latter end was better than the beginning,
Right.
Lord's
All
will.
praises.
With that, if you would like to join the Booster Club to help send the bishops, deacons, and captains, officers, soldiers around the world to spread this gospel, there is a means for you to do that. Send an email to iuic.fundraising@israelunite.org. And listen, the Lord's not going to return until this gospel is preached throughout the four corners of the world. So we got to get to these places that a lot of people don't want to visit or haven't visited before. That's not free, y'all. We got to put our brick in. Again, send an email to iuic.fundraising@israelunite.org and put your brick in if you can, right? If you can help, if you got some spare change or whatever, you can help out there. Check out IUIC. A lot of you guys, I know you heard of it, but check out IUIC TV. What is it? www.iuic.tv, right? www.iuic.tv. Go on the webpage, check that out. There's a lot of video on demands, all the music videos, everything's all in that one location. We also have an app. It's on both platforms, Android and iPhone. Download the app. You have every time the bishop's on, our classes are on that thing streamed, when the bishop go live, different classes and stuff. There's programming on there where you can just click on the live option, and you can just watch, IUIC TV all day. You can also get this on Roku, right? What's the different platforms?
Yes, sir. Roku,
Amazon, Fire Stick,
Apple.
Prime, Apple, all this stuff. So if you don't want to go to the website, you can just click on the app on your TV. If you have a smart TV, you can go straight there from your smart TV, right? IUIC TV. I mean, it's everything's all in one spot, or the app on your phone. You can't beat it. All right. The video on demand. I know that they're going to be releasing. Have they talked about the Passover documentary, right? That Passover documentary is going to be on IUIC TV exclusively on IUIC TV. So if you want to see that, and I've seen clips of it, I'm telling you, this thing is fire.
Oh, snap.
So, but you're going to have to watch it on IUIC TV. So check out the platform. Eventually, y'all see how they do us on these other platforms, Facebook, YouTube, all this other stuff. They shut us down to have control over it. But with IUIC TV, we got complete control over that thing. Where they don't, flag that and take it down. No, we got that under control. All right. So check us out. Also, I ranted about this last week just locally here. There's a point in your life where you say, look, I refuse to go further with this young generation stuff. I found that point. My point is this right here. I'm cool with it. Like when I remember Black Planet came out, MySpace, I went for the journey, you know. But now this damn TikTok. I have to say it like that. No, let me stop. IUIC's on TikTok. Just about every camp got a TikTok, whatever, you know. Now, can I just rant for 1 second? Okay. You millennials, you youngsters, I've seen a lot of dumb stuff. But to me, what takes the cake is that damn TikTok. That's just dumb. You got too much time. Well, I shouldn't because we telling people to go check us out on TikTok.
Right.
I don't get this TikTok stuff. I don't get it. I'm at this point with social media. I'm done. This is it. I'm not starting TikTok. I don't have an Instagram. But TikTok for me is just I don't get it.
Tapping out.
I don't get it. I'm the old guy at the picnic now with the long socks on with the flip flops.
With the flip flops on. Got the tube
It's
socks.
like, man, nobody told him, put the little short those socks and short socks on. I'm that guy with the brown church socks on.
Oh wow.
Well, I just refuse. I'm just not gonna get with this younger stuff. I can't do it.
Dang.
So the TikTok, I'm officially tapping out with technology now. You know, I'm doing what I got to do. I keep a Facebook, but I'm not going no further than that. All right,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
right.
doing
So
TikTok.
you got the young brothers and sisters on the social media team.
Y'all
You
got it.
Got to worry about
Y'all
it.
got. I tap out. I don't get TikTok. I don't get this. All right. Anyway, that's my time. I pray y'all got something out of the lesson. Shalom. Most High in Christ bless y'all.
Christ bless.